speaking of animated films, you know, you did your thing in movies, you did your thing in TV, right, but you really hit your stride when it came to animated films.
Yeah, it's, I don't know. I didn't see it coming.
This was not a plan.
No. After, I mean, on Mad TV, we did these claymation pieces. Mm-hmm. And I dug it. I had a lot of fun because it's basically the same stuff we were doing in sketch. You're coming up with new characters, you know, but you only have to come up with the voice. And I don't have to put on 3 hours of makeup. I love this, you know. And then after I finished Mad TV, you know, there's a friend of mine, you know, she's an actress, and for years we would tell each other, you should do voiceover. No, you should do voiceover. Okay, yeah, no, okay, we both should do voiceover. Okay, next year. All right, next year we're gonna do it. Then we get together the following year. Did you do it? No. I don't know. Did you? Okay. All right, but this year we're gonna do it. And then finally, after I left Mad TV, I actually had time, and I'm like, you know what? I am actually gonna do it now. I'm gonna pursue this. And I wound up finding a commercial agent who had a voiceover department.
Okay.
And I'm like, I hate doing commercials. I'm scared of them. I don't like them. I don't know how to do it. But I will do commercials for you if you hook me up with your voiceover people. And it wound up working out. I wound up doing way more voiceover than I ever did commercials.
Well, how many characters have you voiced? I see 250 here in my notes.
Oh, that's just some number that they made up for that video.
Okay.
I don't know. I think there are 300 plus credits on IMDb, but there's multiple characters within each show. So I honestly,
you don't know how many characters you've actually voiced.
No.
Over 100, you think?
Oh, it's into probably 300 or 400.
So it's actually higher than that number.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because of those 250, you know, VO credits, there's, you know, 4 or 5 characters per show. Like on Justice League, where I played Green Lantern. You know, I also played, you know, Steel, you know, Stripes, you know, and a bunch of other characters on that same show.
Is it just easier to have one guy do a bunch of the roles rather than deal with like 5 or 6, you know, actors?
Yes, and money.
Okay.
Because the voiceover contract allows a producer to get 3 voices for the same price, basically, as one.
Oh.
So
they don't have to pay you for each voice, technically.
You get like, you know, the day rate gets you one voice, 10% gets you another and another.
Oh.
Once you get to 4 voices, then you got to double it. But so what they really want is people who can give them 3 distinct voices.
Okay.
For that dollar.
Oh,
you know?
Okay. And it kind of works out for you too, because since you're already there, you could just...
Yeah, and it's just like, hey, yeah, it's like, all right, I'll talk to myself, sure. You know, otherwise a producer, their budget triples. Without, you know, one of us in there.
Aha.
You know?
Interesting. Interesting. I never knew this. Okay. So the most famous out of all the voices you did, let's break down some of the most famous ones.
Okay.
If you would say your most famous voice, what would that be?
I think it's Hermes Conrad from the show Futurama.
So, you grow hemp?
Yes.
And you do what with it?
All manner of things. Manufacture paper, fabric, rope.
Oh, well, nice talking to you.
Why, I used to smoke about 4 feet of rope a day.
Let me give you my pager number.
That's my guess, but it's hard to say because the show was never like a huge hit, but it was on Fox, prime time. So that's a lot of people watching.
It's Matt Groening, right?
Yeah.
So it was kind of a...
It was his second show after The Simpsons.
Not really a spin-off, but...
No.
You know, but a similar style.
Right. Same style of character.
Similar animation style, yeah.
But it was canceled after, you know, the first 4 seasons.
And it's just been in repeat ever since?
Well,
rerun ever since?
Well, you know, the reruns and the DVDs sold so many that Comedy Central said, oh, wait, somebody left money on the table, let's grab it, you know, and brought the show back.
Oh.
You know, actually, no. First, Fox brought it back to make DVD movies. Then Comedy Central brought it back to do a new series.
Right.
You know, because that's why you asked me if it's my most famous, and I'm not sure, but it is the character with the most devoted vocal fan base.
Okay.
You know, like that's the one that people mention to me the most.
Okay. And how did the whole Hermes Conrad thing come together? Because originally, I guess it was supposed to be more of a Jamaican patois kind of thing.
Well, no, actually, in the beginning, he wasn't Jamaican. He was just a bureaucrat named Dexter. And then it wasn't really working. And Matt Groening came up to me and said, "Yeah, we want to do something different with the. Can you do a Jamaican accent?" Now, as an actor, when your character isn't working and they ask you if you can do something different, the answer is yes. Or you're out of a job.
Right.
So, but fortunately, I auditioned for Cool Runnings. I can do a Jamaican accent. And I wound up switching it up. And we went back and re-recorded the 3 episodes we had already recorded without the accent. And I'm sure those tapes are erased somewhere. But yeah, there were 3 episodes with the character of Hermes with no accent.
Okay.
And then we went back in and changed the accent, to the Jamaican thing. And they started writing some pot jokes, and the rest is history.
Okay. What would be number 2?
I think number 2 is probably Green Lantern from the Justice League.
Well, I'd like to stay in medieval old times, but it's the same drill as before.
Duty calls.
Duty calls.
I'll go with you.
John Stewart. You'll stay here and coordinate with them.
But
That might be sort of, a retroactive thing, because now that superheroes are such a huge part of pop culture, I think people are now going back and rediscovering that. But that's another one that people, just like keep mentioning to me.
Well, it was also interesting that they made Green Lantern black. Because, I was a lifelong comic book
Oh, no way.
collector.
Yeah.
And the original Green Lantern was white.
Yeah.
Was it Hal Jordan, I think?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then later on in the storyline, you started to find there's all these other millions of Green Lanterns and other worlds and aliens and whatever else. But the fact they actually chose to have the main Green Lantern, was he Hal Jordan or was he someone else?
No,
his name was John Stewart.
John Stewart.
well, because there was, in the 70s, when comic books were trying to be relevant, they introduced this black backup Green Lantern. For if Hal Jordan ever got sick, then John Stewart would go. And so when Bruce Timm was creating the cartoon, he's like, I don't want to do a cartoon where 7 white people save the planet every week. So he, and this was way before diversity was a buzzword. He just said, to me, it's more interesting if the group looks like the world. And that's what they did.
Okay. So that was the second most popular one.
I think so.
Green Lantern. And how did you come up with that voice? Was that something they led you in, or you just started messing around?
No, the way he draws these characters,
And they're these guys with these little tiny legs and these great big torsos. And to me, if you got a chest this big, you gotta have a deep voice,
And that was just. Although it was also, do you know the brother Dennis Haysbert, who's like from the Allstate commercials?
You're in good hands with Allstate.
Dennis Haysbert?
Dennis Haysbert. He was the president on 24. He's basically 6'4", handsome black man.
Oh, right. Yeah.
He basically looks
I got
like the cartoon character.
I got it.
And he auditioned before me. And I'm like,
And he didn't get it.
that's the dude. There's nothing to do but,
I mean, he looks like the character. He sounds like this,
to me, there was nothing else to do except, I'm just going to do him.
And you did him.
And they like mine better than his.
Funny. Okay. What would be number 3?
Let's see. I get a lot of people bringing up the show I did called Static Shock.
These guys have to have some sort of computer chip inside of them. And computer chips are ultra sensitive to static electricity. If I can just create a highly charged atmosphere.
Which I'm really happy for, because it's a show that really deserves more attention and respect than it got at the time. It was only a Saturday morning cartoon, but it was this young black kid who gets powers, because he's in the wrong place at the wrong time. And basically he's in the middle of a gang riot, and this gas goes off and affects everybody. And he doesn't turn into a mutant, he gets these electrical powers. And so he takes it on himself to try and, police all the other people, the gang members and stuff who got powers and are not doing right. But at the same time, he's trying to go to school and have a life. And to me, it was like, Spider-Man without the tragedy, or basically a Spider-Man who looked like me, And it was a really well done show, and I loved it, And more and more, I'm getting people coming up to me saying, "I used to watch that show. I love that show." I'm like, "Cool. I wasn't the only one." All right.
Okay. What would be number 4?
God, now we're getting deep in the weeds. I don't know. I get a lot of people come up to me and saying, "Wait, you were BOLBI?" There was a show called Jimmy Neutron on Nickelodeon.
Okay.
And I was this weird little character called BOLBI STROGANOVSKY.
Slap, 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 clap, 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 slap, 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 clap, 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 slap, 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 clap, 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 slap, 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 clap, clap, clap.
He has this very strange accent, and he is from some weird Istan place. But BOLBI was very strange. And I think most of the people who come up to me used to watch it high in college, but it was just a really kooky, funny character. I don't know if he's definitely the 4th most popular. I completely forgot. Actually, Samurai Jack.
Samurai Jack
is probably 2.
I don't suppose you know if there is a time portal atop this mountain, do you? No? Yes?
That's one that people just love. And me too. I mean, even when the show was canceled, I always would say, this is the show I can recommend to anybody.
Right.
Because he is this samurai warrior who is a man of honor and dignity and is also an undefeatable warrior, And to me, it's just like, it's one of the best hero stories of all time.
Well, because you were also Ollie Williams on The Family Guy.
Yeah.
It's gonna rain!
And now here's Ollie Williams with the Blackie weather forecast. Ollie?
It's gonna rain!
Thanks, Ollie.
One line.
Oh, yeah.
I'm in the wrong place.
Right. Ollie, where are you? Where's your umbrella?
Upside down, 2 miles away! Who owns this dog?